There we go. There we go.
I just followed.
You just followed?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Beyond the Nerd has just followed. Crazy.
It hasn't started streaming on my end yet. Oh, wait. I think it's just started now. No, it's not streaming yet. Oh, there we go. Now it's on.
Now it's on. Here we go.
No, it's there. Fuck yeah.
New show! Exclamation mark.
Okay, so everyone can hear us.
Yeah, everyone can hear us. I'm just gonna put the music up louder. There we go.
Ah. Righty. Alrighty. Here's fucking go. You fucking Drago. Promote yourself. Where is it? The fuck's a promote yourself part? Oh, promote yourself. There we go.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just spamming all my discords. That takes a while.
Yeah, I've already done all mine. I don't have that many.
I have a lot.
I refuse to. I refuse to be in a lot of them.
Yeah, they just get annoying after
don't-
a while.
I don't like to be like bombarded. So. Bombarded.
Now I gotta text the peeps.
Good luck, lads. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Fuck off. Fuck. Pretty warm. Go. How long we got?
3 minutes till we're live.
Well, technically we're live, but
Well, technically, yeah.
everyone can hear us, but that's fine.
We'll do the big reveal soon enough.
It's gonna be me sat there like this. I know how to confuse people. So, like, for the reveal.
I'm gonna do like a bit of a reveal, yeah.
I'm just gonna be like this.
Hold on, I can't see you right now, but I'm sure it's great. Alrighty. Oh my god, I see that. Alright, hold on. Let's turn off the music. Wow, it's time for that wonderful time.
No, I'll come back.
Wait, hold on. I thought that was pretty cool what you were doing. But anyway, before the big reveal, it's time to introduce the new show. So on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Would you look at that? The SketchBook. Welcome, everybody. This is quite unprecedented. A new show. Who ever thought of doing a new show?
What do you mean?
Well, for everybody who's wondering, this is my good friend. Well, now he's my good friend. This is Joe. Joe, what do you have to say to everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
So,
yes.
We decided to do here on the Drawn Together Network a new show where it's just me and another host talking about pretty much anything.
Anything, everything.
Yeah, so a quick Joe Mama. A quick shout out to our sponsors, Hempire Innovations, and I do believe that Joe's got his own podcast he'd like to shout out real quick.
Oh shit. Be on the nerd. I'll just put my hat down. It's a lot easier. I don't know if it's flipped or not, but hopefully not. There you go.
Yeah, go check out Beyond the Nerd. It's available on most platforms, Spotify, Apple Music? Do you think so?
Yep.
Apple
Apple Music,
Music.
Google Podcast, um, everything that you can think of probably.
And
Apart from YouTube, I don't have a YouTube. It's not something I'm interested in.
he's got some pretty interesting guests that have come onto his show. Guests such as the puppet, one of the puppeteers for one of the servants of Jabba the Hutt, right?
No, it wasn't one of the servants. It was actually Jabba the Hutt himself.
My God, can you imagine Jabba the Hutt himself on your podcast? That's amazing. So go check it out. It's what was it again, Joe?
Beyond the Nerd.
Beyond the Nerd. There we go.
Oh, what's it again?
Right.
Yeah.
So just to kick off here, how was your week, Mr. Joe?
My week. What have I done? What have I done? Nothing. I've played video games most of the week. Did some design work. What else have I done? Damn. I haven't done anything. But obviously it was Star Wars Day yesterday, so
Star Wars Day.
watched
That was big, eh?
watched some Star Wars.
You told me you went on and you got a new book, eh? Do you have
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Do you have that
I don't even
available
know.
to show?
Oh, it's actually here. It's right here.
Look at
The
that.
Star Wars: The Last Commander. It was
at that,
made
eh?
in. I don't even know when this was made.
Pretty interesting stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
me and Joe here have decided to come together and pool our efforts and to make a new show for all you guys, and it'll be available just like the Drawn Together podcast, the interviews. It'll be available on Spotify. It'll be available on Apple Music. It'll be available on all the shows, the sites that you currently listen to the Drawn Together interview podcast. It's just me and Joe.
Just me and you.
Right, so I've got actually a pretty interesting story to tell today.
Okay.
I was working in probably one of the nicest backyards I've ever seen, and a total dad moment came over me where I went up to the guy and I was like, the owner of the backyard, and I was like, my God, this is a splendid backyard. And I asked him, I was like, what kind of work have you been doing here? It looks like you got some nice furniture and some great plants, and you got an awesome pool. And he was like, yeah, man, during COVID, we just kind of went nuts with the whole decorating and displaying of our backyard, and so he's like, I hope you guys aren't planning on ruining my garden with your wires and your shovels and all that, and so I had to reassure him and all that stuff, and then we started talking about the most random stuff, I swear. Like, I just randomly started getting into this conversation about the future and COVID and, like, man, do you think we're going to be, like, colonizing Mars with this guy? And it all just stemmed from, like, me talking to him about his garden. Right? And then my coworkers are there, like, man, can we start working? Or, like, do we just got to listen to this guy talk? And then after all the Tesla conversations and like all the like, man, do you think we're gonna have robot slaves, like all that stuff? A half hour goes by and my leader was like, yeah, this conversation is great and all, but do you guys think you could wrap this up? We got to start working here. So I literally wasted half an hour talking about just this guy's backyard and like the future. And like my coworkers were listening. It was like I was doing like a live podcast. It was awesome.
I'm not really like. I don't think I could do that. Like talking. I find it like really weird. Like if I'm there to do work, I don't. Personally, I don't try and talk to other people. I just find it difficult. Very socially awkward, especially if it's somewhere new as well. Like, so say if like I was to start like a new job tomorrow and there was like a room full of like new people, I still wouldn't go over and talk to them.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no.
And I ended
I'll
up talking to this
skip.
I ended up talking to this guy about like his neighbors because we did work for like somebody down the street, and I was like, yeah, this guy hates this guy, and this guy wanted to put a pool in his backyard, but this guy said no, don't do that. So like I was just me gossiping to him about his neighbors, and like we just, oh my god, we went on incredible tangents, and turns out he's like a pretty interesting guy. He does accounting, but like I wouldn't
Does it count?
yeah, it's weird, right? Like an accountant is interesting, like wow.
I couldn't do that. That's the job I couldn't do. I'm not good with numbers either, so nah.
Yeah,
That's not for me.
numbers are just escaping me. But like, if you know me personally, you know that I tend to talk your butt off when I go off. But no, like my coworkers actually came up to me and they're like, "Yeah, I can see how you have a podcast now. You literally just talked about the most random stuff to this random guy, and he was totally into it." Like,
It's weird, like, because like I think this is where like obviously me and you differ. Like, you said that you can like literally talk about anything, but like with me, like when I do like my podcast, I've got not a script, but I've got like a set list of questions like in front of me at the same time. Obviously, I don't just ask those questions. Obviously, I ask like stuff like outside of that as well. But I've always got like something to fall back on in case it's like it goes dry.
right,
So
right.
like obviously I can't do that in person. Like if in real life I couldn't do that. So, like I couldn't just be like pulling out a piece of paper with like a load of questions. I'd be like, I'm gonna talk about this. I'm
Well,
gonna ask you this.
this is
You can't do
nothing.
that in real life.
This is nothing new for me though. Like literally 2 weeks ago, I think I had just started my job, and we went into this old lady's backyard, and she had this like really cool dog. So I just randomly just started talking to her about her dog, and then that conversation led to like, man, how do you feel about today in society? You know, like I just randomly started
Wow.
talking to her about like, I think it was I started talking to her about teenagers, and then that led it into like TikTok and people with image
Wait, so
problems.
I had this conversation, like, I don't know if it's the same, like, obviously in Canada, but basically in the UK, when I was, like, a teenager, like, we didn't, like, I grew up in, like, the middle of everything, so, like, I grew into the internet, so, like, obviously when I was born, the internet wasn't a thing, but then, obviously, as I got older,
Right.
it was, like, when I was, like, 9 or 10, maybe younger, like, that's when the internet started coming in, and, like, when I wanted to like go with like friends and stuff, like we literally like had to walk to the house, knock on the door, and be like, "Yo, you coming out?"
I remember
And then the
that.
mum would, yeah, and then the parents would be like, "No, they're grounded. They're not allowed to come out." So
That
then
was
you'd have to
always
walk
awkward.
all the way fucking back home, and then you're like, "Oh God!" Or sometimes it'd be really cool. It'd be like, "Oh yeah, come on in. They're not allowed out, but you can come inside." But like, if you think about like teenagers these days, like they just have to message someone and be like, "Yo, you're coming out."
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
It's
like it's literally everything's like on a screen. Like if you want food, you just
skip the
order it.
dishes. Do you have
Yeah.
skip the dishes in
Like
the UK?
what's skip a day? What's that?
It's like Uber Eats.
Oh, okay, yeah, we got Uber Eats.
Yeah.
We've got
No,
Uber Eats and we got a thing
right.
called Just Eat as well.
Can you picture like 5-year-old me walking up to my parents house? And I did this all the time, right? I did this all the time. 5-year-old me walking up to my parents, to like one of my friends' house, knocking on the door. Their parents come to answer the door, and I'm just there talking about robots to them for like half an hour, like. like
Just talk
I,
about everything.
I literally like I would literally like go to my parents' or to my friend's house, and my friend would just be like standing there, right next to his mom, while I talked to their mom about the prices in the grocery store, because I heard my parents talk about that stuff.
It's so weird. Like I don't even know. Like I just find it hard to have fucking like if I don't like have something in common, I just won't talk to you. Like literally, like because I don't know. It's like a lot of people like males and that over here into like football, like well British football, like soccer,
Soccer,
whatever you
yeah.
want to call it. Yeah, so a lot of obviously like a lot of people over here and that, but like that does not interest me.
Hmm.
Like cars don't interest me. Like I'm like so
You
if like
see,
when people start talking about like cars and like shit like that, I'm
I
like
have the funniest story.
I just walk away.
I heard the funniest story. So like one of these like when I was an electrician, one of our like I guess it would be we call them like how would you like one of the people that like hired us like our man the word's slipping for me, but one of the people that hired us went on like was like a big car fanatic, right? And he had this like old car behind him. So me being me, I walk up to him and I'm like, man, the price of gas nowadays, like holy cow. I remember when it was 60 cents, which I don't remember when it was like 60 cents a liter. I was just totally bullshitting him, right? And he was like, yeah, do you remember that? Like, oh my God, how do you remember that? That was so long ago. I was like, that's all my dad talked about. And so then he's like, so then I randomly made up a word. I made like, yeah, the transfuser on those old Honda Civics or whatever it was, like super get super rusty. Eh? Like, how do you clean that? And he like caught like he didn't catch on to like I was bullshitting, right? So he was like going over like the cleaning process of like this word I made up. And, like, I was like, yeah, what about the undercarriage? Like, how do you get the rust off of that? Like, how do you keep it in such pristine condition? I just kept going on and on about random stuff. And I have no idea about cars, dude. I have no idea.
I've got no clue. It goes straight over my head. Straight over. Like, it doesn't, I don't think it will ever interest me. Like, people, like, going about, oh, yeah, my friend's got this car. And I'm like, yes. It is a car. It gets you from A to B. Well done. It goes fast. Yes.
Yeah. Me being me, I like. Okay, say that you're like a car person, right? Let's do like an exercise. You're a car person, right? I'm just like a random guy that came up to you to start talking about your car. Yeah. So how fast does that baby run?
Yeah, very fast. Yeah.
Really? Really fast, eh? Your car goes that fast?
Goes vroom.
Interesting conversation, right?
I've got no clue.
See, that's why I don't get
100 miles an hour.
I don't get the whole car thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Just weird.
I mean like other than talking about like how bad traffic is, I don't really understand the car thing.
Like, talk to me about like comics and Star Wars.
But the thing about comics
like
and Star Wars is there's a story there already, right? So you can
exactly.
You can reference points in the story. When you're talking about a car, like how
I'm gonna reference these wheels. How
yeah,
about
like
that?
man, the suspension in this car, top of the line. Like
yes, it is.
Like I don't get car guys, but like I can conversate with them. You know, like because for example, I drive a manual, like the worst car ever, Hyundai. I think it's like a Accord or whatever. Don't quote me. It's a car. It's a manual car. But like I can have the conversation about how much I like to drive my manual car. But I can't have that same conversation with like automatic people because I don't drive an automatic car. I prefer manual. You know what I mean?
No, I get you. 100% get you.
But like,
yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just.
But when it comes to like stuff
will
with
interest me though.
The stuff when it comes to things that like have a storyline behind, I think I could get behind anything like that. Like I could get I got super obsessed with like anime actually recently. I used to not be an anime guy. Joe, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Joe. I used to not be that guy, brother. But
I just don't like it.
But you know, like the individual storylines, they kind of spoke to me, man. Like everyone wants to be a hero when they're a kid, right?
Oh, 100%. Like literally, like what kid didn't think that they were like Spider-Man, like climbing up walls and stuff like that?
I used to, you know, that those pictures of people like in the back. Like in the back of in the back of the room with like the corner of the wall, like how it splits.
Yeah.
And how they're up there like this, like Spider-Man. I used to do that as a kid. I used to climb my way up to in the corner of the wall, and I'd be like, "Mom, take a picture of me. I'm Spider-Man." I used to love it.
Look, Mom, look.
I'm doing the thing. Anyway.
So, Who is your actual favorite superhero if you had to pick one?
Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
I think
Good down.
I could. You literally got it right off. You probably pinged me as a Spider-Man guy. I love Spider-Man. I think it's like one of the most like relatable stories. Like somebody that's like a kid who just doesn't do that great, and he's like
Yeah,
a
it
bit
doesn't
of a
really care as
nerd,
much.
and but he learns a valuable lesson where like you gotta take responsibility. If you have the power to do things, you gotta use that power for good. He learns a very
No,
valuable
I get you.
lesson, and that speaks to me.
Yeah, no, I understand where you're getting from. Yeah,
I also like
I get
Batman.
it.
I like Batman a lot.
He's alright. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Green Lantern is
Mm.
also a big favorite of mine.
Yeah, so Green Lantern was meant to be in Justice League, but he wasn't, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, it's a shame, right? Like it's
He
kind
was
of
meant
like
to
a
be in the extended cut, like the Zack Snyder cut, but they took him out.
really. I personally think that Green Lantern is like one of the top notch like DC heroes.
So I'm a.
Are you an Aquaman fan?
Did I tell you that yesterday?
No, no, you didn't. Did I just guess it?
Yeah, that's my favorite superhero.
Yeah. Well, how do you think his depiction in the DC universe, like the movies?
So I'm very much a original Aquaman. So you remember like the blonde hair,
Yeah.
like yeah, that's my Aquaman.
Oh, really?
Jason Momoa Aquaman. Don't get me wrong, really enjoyed the film, really enjoy him as an actor and stuff, but it's not the Aquaman I enjoy. I don't like how they changed the look just to make Jason Momoa Aquaman. Like I would have happily kept with like the blonde hair person, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can
Yeah.
do about it.
I mean, like, no offense, but I think the older Aquaman's a little campy. I like it though. I like it though. Like, are you a fan of like when he kind of like became a badass?
He's always been a badass. Don't know what you're talking about. He's always been a badass.
But like, there was a certain author. I don't know if it was Brian Michael Bendis or somebody like that. But there's a certain author that kind of changed the way he was. It was like back in 2006, I believe. I'm sorry, but the author's name is slipping my mind. But they released a story.
Let's have a look.
They released a story of where Aquaman, Atlantis was sort of becoming part of the United Nations, and they were having all these issues with other countries. And then like they cut to Aquaman in like just like in a diner, right? And the guy behind him asks, "Hey, you're the guy that speaks to fish, right?" And then like he's like no, and corrects him, and then beats the shit out of someone like in the next panel over.
So do you know Aquaman's like actual like powers?
I believe he can compel fish to.
Speak to fish.
No, no, he can compel and wildlife that is aquatic to work with him. Is that what it is?
That's not just it though, but yeah, carry on.
And he's got super strength, right?
Yes, yes he does.
And he can swim really fast.
Yes he can.
So, but what? Well, okay, well, what are his powers?
Well, more or less, yeah. So if obviously super strength, breathe underwater, capacity to communicate telepathically, with like creatures of the sea. There's so many. Um,
Does the trident give him more powers, or does the trident give him, or did he always have the powers?
so because he's like half human, half Atlantean. Atlanteans are born literally with the power to breathe underwater, and also like swim fast and stuff like that. Um, I'm
Does
trying to
he
think.
does he ever run into a problem where he can't breathe underwater because his human side is taken over?
No, no,
No.
no.
Oh, okay.
No, because he's got that like power in him, like that's literally like it's part of his genes, like that will always be there.
I think that would be an
Um,
interesting story, though.
it's the same like because obviously with Atlanteans, like they live like pretty deep underwater, so they have to have like night vision as well. So like that's also like part of their genes as well. Like part of their power is night vision, which is obviously it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Same with like heat resistance. Um, there's loads. There's like obviously telepathy. I've already said that. Um, a weird one, which you might have known, you might not have known. Basically, he can summon undead, so like summoning like the undead sea life.
What?
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Like,
When did they write that in?
I think it was in the New 52.
Oh, it was in the New 50. That they did a lot of crazy shit in the New 52.
Yeah, yeah. He only possessed it for a short time.
Hmm.
So,
I think, yeah,
um,
they made like Superman like a bit of like they underpowered Superman and then overpowered like the cast around him. I think they did that.
yeah. There's a so I don't know if you've ever read it, but there is an actual fight where Aquaman and Superman actually and they actually fight, which is really good. I'm not going to spoil that in case you ever actually do like listen to it, but
Yeah.
listen to it, read it. Sorry. Um, Obviously he's got like superhuman like hearing and sonar and stuff as well, which is cool as well.
So what
There's loads of
what
shit.
made you an Aquaman fan? Is it just knowing that he's like underrated and like one of the best actually?
It's not like he's underrated. It's just like he looks like a very like the old Aquaman. Looks like a very like normal person like me or you, like very normal compared to like someone like Superman who's like this big hench guy until he puts like a pair of glasses on. Um, but like he's very normal looking and like I don't know something about him that I always enjoyed reading because I've got like Aquaman comics and that I've read. So like I think I read my first one about 10 year ago now, 11 year ago I started like reading comics properly. And I got my first Aquaman comic and I've stick to it since.
Right, right. I think my first comic ever was it was actually like a Spider-Man, like one of the random ones where he fought like one of the lesser villains. It was so lesser that like I don't even remember who it was. But I really like. Okay, so we'll go over like our favorite issues here. But I really
Yeah.
really liked. I believe like again this is the only author I know, but I do believe it was Brian Michael Bendis who wrote the Doctor Octopus turning into Spider-Man comic. Was that Bendis? Probably not. I'm just an idiot.
Probably, I don't know.
It was one of those guys who wrote, but Doctor Octavius. So they call it the Superior Spider-Man, and it was
Hmm?
really good because at the beginning he's like doing all the things that Doctor Octopus would do, but by the end he sort of turns into like, you know, Peter Parker, and he like empathizes with people. Like at the beginning he's very cold, at the end he's very heartwarming, and you know, and then he ends up, you know, doing his thing.
I'm currently trying to, because I've got like a lot of comic books next to me, so I'm trying, like, my favorite issues within these comic books, but I can't find it. But I do have like some Teen Titans and that, some old Teen Titans. This is, I don't even know when this one's from. Like, it's like a really old Teen Titans.
Wow. That's wow. That's vintage. So for our audio
Yeah.
listeners, sorry, Joe just pulled up a comic that was pretty old.
We'll
Vintage
go more
stuff.
vintage for you.
Oh my god. So for our audio listeners, he just pulled up one of the vintage Batman comics. I believe it's for 1 cent you could have bought this back in the day. Probably
12 cents.
probably worth a hell of a lot more now.
Oh, 100%.
Wow, that's awesome.
Like, we've got so many collectibles in here. It's so weird.
How much do you think the first copy of Spider-Man is worth nowadays?
Oh,
Like tens of thousands of dollars at least, right? It's gotta be.
well, the first like appearance of or like the actual first issue? Because obviously you got like the first appearance, which is like the
Yeah.
very first time that show up in a comic, or you've got like the first issue, which is like his first like solo like.
Yeah, right. I don't know. You don't have to look it up, but it's got to be like up there. I
Uh,
have you
I
ever
am intrigued now, so I kind of want to find out at the same time.
have you ever like gone back and read how campy those old things are, like
Oh,
the old
100%.
comics?
Like some of them, some of the old comics is so cringy and so weird.
Like kapow.
Um,
There's a lot of kapow and a lot of bazingas in there, eh?
like I don't even know. Is it just me, or does it just like keep cutting out for me? Like every now, I think
Yeah,
I'm
every
getting
now
more
and then
this time.
our I think the
I
audio
think it's Discord. Discord doesn't like us.
Discord doesn't like us today very much. Sorry for all those who are listening, but yeah, it's pretty interesting, the world of collecting comics. You know, those things.
So
If you keep them like pristine, right? They're gonna be worth a lot, eh?
the first appearance of Spider-Man was in Amazing Fantasy 15. It at a grade of 9.8, which is like pretty close to a 10. It's worth 1.9 million.
Holy cow, dude. Well, whoever, I guess whoever out there who held on to their first appearance, I don't think anybody has, but whoever out there who's
So
held on to their first appearance as Spider-Man, you are now a
it's
millionaire, my friend.
yeah, like even at like a 0.5 grading, which is like the worst grading, that's worth like 9,250.
Really?
So like if you think about it, like if you bought that for like 12 cents back in the day, you
Wow.
can now like sell it for like over 9 grand.
Amazing. Amazing. You could make a living off of collecting these things.
Exactly.
Imagine just
Why am I not doing
rummaging
this?
through somebody's like garage sale. I don't know if they have that in the UK, but some people
Yeah, we do.
they
So
throw out their stuff.
so in the UK we don't call it a garage sale, it's called a car boot sale.
Sorry, what was that?
Where so we call it a car boot sale. So basically it's like a load of like it's like in like an open field where there's like loads of other people that are selling stuff out of like a car boot, like in the back of your car, and you can just go over and like buy shit.
Really?
It's so weird. Yeah,
In the
like they
back
set
of a
out
car?
tables and everything. Yeah, so it's like a big like field. It's legal. Don't worry, it is legal. Um, but yeah, it's called a car boot sale. It's really weird. Like I've found like some really good stuff there
Really?
before, like comics and that. Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's where I got that Batman. That one now.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that's from.
That's awesome. And
But,
you
I
found it. You're
think I
just
like.
like, I gotta preserve this thing right away.
Yeah, I think I bought for like £2.
That's awesome. You know, one man's trash
Yeah,
is another man's treasure, and when you find the first
exactly
appearance
right.
of Spider-Man, you have found quite the treasure.
Imagine that. Oh God, I'd
man,
love that.
man, there's got to be a story of someone finding the rarest comic ever in just a backyard sale. Can you imagine finding that and just being like, "Oh, I gotta get this now," and like containing yourself
Yeah,
and composing
like they're
yourself?
selling it for like 50 cents or something.
Just imagine trying to compose yourself in that moment where you're just like, so
So this is a good question. So if you were to find it and it was like 50 cents, would you be nice and give them $1, or would you just give them the 50 cents?
I'd give him $50.
Would you really?
I would be like, here's $50, man. I just made a million off of you. Like,
Thank
I'd give them
you.
literally. I'd be like, I'd walk up to them, put my finger to the lips, I'd be like, shh.
Thank you.
Here's all the money I have. Don't ask me any questions. Just shh. Don't ask me any questions. Take it. Give me this.
Take it, and I'm going.
Bye. You'll never hear from me again, except for in the news when I've told this story to millions.
Fuck. It'd be so cool though to find. I think that's why I like going to them though, because like you do find like some really good stuff sometimes.
You do, yeah.
Like there was one time I found a Shrek mini fridge, which felt it was like £10 or something, but it was worth like 100 or something. I never bought it. I was
You
going
didn't
to.
buy it?
No, I didn't know how much it was worth till I went home.
Oh, come on, Joe.
It would have been cool, alright.
Can you imagine
Did have it
grabbing a
behind me.
nice cold Pepsi from your Shrek fridge and opening that bad boy up and just enjoying a nice cold beverage in your Shrek fridge?
I can do that from my Coke fridge, so it's alright.
You have a cock fridge?
A cock? A Coke?
Oh, a cork. I thought you meant like a rooster.
No, Coke. Like cola. Cola fridge.
Oh, you have a
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola fridge.
Yes, it's
That's...
behind me. It's underneath. It's for all of the audio listeners there. It's underneath. That's behind me. I have a lot of collectibles and a Lego set, and it's underneath my Lego set.
Nice,
There you go.
nice. I think there is quite the experience to be had to just going in and to like any garage sale or like you said it was like a back of a car sale,
A car boot sale.
car
Car
boot
boot
sale. I think there's something to be said about that experience where you go and you find something that like somebody's trying to throw out and you reuse that thing and now it's got new value, new purpose, and it's just wonderful.
Yeah, like a lot of people like just usually like shot everything in the bin, but like they never actually think, oh yeah, someone actually might want that. Like I get it if it's like actual like crap. Like I understand that side of
Yeah,
things,
like
but
those
like
Bionicles that you made like a 5,000 years ago.
yeah,
Mm.
like I understand that, but like if it's like something like comic books like you might not know about, maybe like take them into like a comic book store and like get their opinions or something.
The worst thing, okay, this is a story that I've heard from somebody, but the worst thing, I think the worst feeling you could ever have is going to one of these garage sales and it being like an old grandma, right? Oh my god, I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. But it being like an old grandma who's like, yeah, my son passed away and these were his old Pokemon cards. They're all pristine edition. Can you imagine? Can you imagine finding something like that? Like
Yeah,
all these
and
Pokemon
then
cards are just like pristine edition. You go home, you find out that it's worth like $1 million that you've got in your goddamn Pokemon collector book. Oh my
but then
god!
what do you do? Do you sell them and give us some of the money, or do you just
I think the
go
reasonable
away with
thing
it?
to do is to just like give her a little bit of money. You know,
Yeah, no, I get that. I'd do that.
I would do that. Like, but not tell
Yeah, I
them
think it's
exactly
because
how much it is. Okay.
yeah, they don't, yeah, like,
I
say,
think
okay, so say for instance you made 30 grand off some Pokemon cards that you get from a car boot sale or a garage sale, whatever you want to call it. Like, how much would you give them?
I'd give them $1,000.
That's fair play.
I'd give them a
Like
flat
that,
grand.
like at the end of the day, they sold them. Like, if they wanted to sell them themselves, like for higher value, they should have looked into it instead of just selling them at a garage sale anyway. So,
I have no remorse if it's like this like old man or not an old man like a man in his 40s and he's trying to get rid of his like teenage sons like old computers say or like his teenage sons like old Pokemon cards for example. Man, you
yeah.
are old enough to use the internet, sir. You can look at the
Oh,
value of
100%.
this yourself. This is not my fucking problem.
No,
But
I get you.
if it's a very old elderly man or elderly woman and you listen to their story and they tell you, oh, like my son died, how shitty would you feel just profiting off of that, you
But
know?
also, there's a thing that's like I like playing you at the same time. Are you getting played?
Yeah.
Some people are like that. Some old people are like that. They know they use their age to advantage at times.
Yeah. No, but like the genuine ones, like I don't
Yeah,
know. I was watching like this guy who repairs computers on YouTube,
yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
the story behind this was like his son died in the army, and he didn't know the worth of his computer, and he was selling it on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh wow.
And the guy goes and he's like, man, like you're trying to sell me this for $500. I would easily give you $1,000 for this system. because it was fairly new. So that guy did the right thing, I think, and gave him the right amount of money.
That's
Um,
how it has to be though. Sometimes, like,
and like on it, like, oh my god, he went through some of like the old files, but like out of his sake, he didn't like go through everything, you know. But like he went some of like
yeah,
old files that said like photos and stuff, and he gave the guy like a hard drive full of like all his old files so that he could just view them
yeah.
and
If he wants to, they'll let to view. If he doesn't, that's fine. They're still there.
mm-hmm.
No, I get that. I get that. I do. I think I'd do the same thing. To be fair.
Yeah, I would do the same thing 100%. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's sad, man. There's some stories out there that really just like you hear them and you're like, wow, like that could have been me. You know,
Yeah.
that could be me
Hundred
in the
percent.
future. You know, like but then again, there are some other stories out there where you're just like, am I supposed to feel sympathetic? I don't feel sympathetic. You know.
I've felt that so many times when I'm just like, do I really care?
Like a headline I read the other day was it was poor child loses like $100 because he traded his Pokemon card for a bottle of Coke or something like that.
Pokemon cards for a bottle of Coke.
I was like, do I really feel sympathetic for that? No, get it out of.
Like, why would you do that? That's just stupidity at its finest.
Just get out of here. Is but like other stories, you know, they kind of like stories of like old people getting gypped out of money is I think is like the dirtiest thing you could do. One of the dirtiest things.
Yeah,
Like
but still, like swapping Pokemon cards for a bottle of Coke. Like, how stupid do you have to be?
yeah, I know, right? Those like I was thinking of starting to collect the Pokemon cards myself. Do you have a collection of Pokemon cards?
Do I have a collection of? I've got like a few Pokemon cards in front of me, but no, I don't have a collection. No.
I was thinking of doing a stream like that where I collect Pokemon cards.
I I've always wanted to do so you know like you see like the new thing where it's like a lot of people are opening Pokemon cards on stream. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, like just sort of like having like a community there to like support you while you do it. It's nice. There's a lot of things that are like that where you like you kind of wish that you were like growing a little more so that you could do things like subathons. I would
Yeah.
love to do a subathon. I don't have the community for a subathon, but would I love to do one? Absolutely.
Like even if it didn't last that long, I'd still do it.
Yeah. That's the whole
Or
goal here though, this the whole
like
goal.
I used to do like 24-hour streams and that for like charities and that, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I stopped
And
doing
I,
because I
I,
just
f-
wasn't getting the interest there anymore.
I feel like at a certain point, when you get to a certain size as a channel, you should probably start considering doing charity streams. Just give back, man. You know?
Yeah, no, I get you. Pretty
Uh,
weird.
like, and the people that don't do that, like, then you gotta start giving them the weird look, you know? Like, wait, so you're telling me you made this much money from subs, and you're telling me, like, you're doing all this stuff, but you haven't given back? Like, come on, dude. Like,
Yeah,
wake up. You know?
it's so weird.
I don't know. I don't know. Some people, they really don't click with me. Anyways, let's talk about something a little more heartwarming. Did you hear about, how, Logan Paul is going to get his ass beat by Floyd Mayweather? I think that's heartwarming.
Oh, God.
Do you
God.
follow like these YouTube fights?
I watched the KSI Logan Paul one. I watched both of them.
Do you follow KSI as
Um,
a person, or do you just follow him for
no,
the
no.
fight?
I don't follow anyone like that. I watch a lot of YouTube, but I don't like watch like fights or anything. Fighting doesn't interest me. Like UFC and stuff like that does not interest me.
Right, right, right.
Sports wise, like I don't like sports at all. I'm not a sports person. Far from it. Um, I watch esports. It's about as sporty as I get. Like competitive gaming. Um, but no, like KSI and like Logan Paul stuff like that.
Okay,
No, it doesn't interest me.
so did you watch the KSI versus Logan Paul fight just to see
Yeah,
KSI beat up Logan
yeah,
Paul?
yeah, yeah. I don't like Logan Paul.
I don't think that guy
I
should
don't
have
like
a
Jake Paul either.
I don't think that guy should have a platform anymore.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, if you think about it, though, like compare Logan Paul to Jake Paul. Logan Paul's a lot better than
Oh
Jake
my
Paul if you
god.
think about it. Like Jake Paul is so
Yeah,
toxic.
but here's the thing, right? Is Logan Paul more acceptable than Jake Paul because of what he's been through?
I think what's good as well, like obviously,
Do you think he's been
as much as
humbled?
I
Is what
hate
I'm
him, like
asking.
he went through the whole shit of like Suicide Forest, all that shit, and he got cancelled for quite a while. He went missing off the platform for quite a while and came back and kind of like remade himself, I guess. Um, then obviously he's got into like the whole YouTube boxing scene, boxing everyone fucking left, right, and center. Jake Paul did it at the same time, but Jake Paul just thinks that he's bigger than everyone else and thinks that he's better. But,
Oh, you cut out there.
yeah, Logan Paul's like
Discord really doesn't like us today. But
no. It might
no,
be because with the I know what I think I'll change the region, see if that.
maybe. Oh,
There we go. That might help.
that might help a little bit. Yeah.
I changed it to US East, see if that helps at all.
Okay.
Because
Um,
obviously, like the region was set to Europe, so
I
might
don't
help.
think Jake Paul has any place in talking the amount of crap that he talked to. Not only to, well, maybe to Ben Askren, it was kind of deserved because he was
Not so
retired.
so. Do you think that fight was set up?
Yeah, 100%. Ben Askren
You-
came and collected a paycheck and went home, dude.
Like, did you see him afterwards? Like, literally had a smile on his face and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah. No, that
Like, he
fight,
walked out with a smile on his face just
he
because
literally just
he
made
had
a
money.
$1 million, dude. That's the whole fight.
Ridiculous.
He came to the fight and then left in like total. I think he might have been in the arena for a total of like 30 minutes,
Yeah, it wasn't
and
even
he
that. I don't
made
think.
a million
Wasn't it
dollars.
like first round? Like he got knocked out.
Yeah, it was in the first 5 minutes.
Like, ridiculous, absolute ridiculous.
Can you believe that? He made a million
So,
dollars for 5 minutes of work.
so if you think about it, like if this happens between Logan Paul and Mayweather gets knocked out in the first round, then
I
you know
am going.
fine
I'm
well
going.
100% that is a fix.
I'm going to have so many issues with that if that happens. I'm going to throw out
I
all the
think everyone's gonna.
conspiracies. You know, I'm going to be like, he's paid this guy. He paid this guy. He paid this guy. This guy's getting paid. He's getting more than he came here for. No, like
Oh, 100%. Like
he definitely has to be being paid. Like,
because I'm pretty sure didn't Jake Paul call out Conor McGregor as well, and
yeah,
like he's not allowed.
I don't think I don't know what's going on there. Can you imagine if Conor McGregor's just Conor?
I
Okay,
reckon he'd I reckon he'd rip him to shreds. You know.
I reckon that that Conor McGregor fights Jake Paul, not only destroys him, but then destroys the entire stadium. So
Yeah.
he'll throw chairs.
Oh,
He'll
probably.
he'll flip the table. Like, not only is he going to destroy Jake Paul, but then he's just going to destroy everything. And maybe Snoop Dogg jumps in and starts fighting Conor McGregor after Jake Paul gets knocked out, and Snoop Dogg gets knocked out right after. You know, like.
I think like isn't like McGregor's like record like 20-3 or something. Like he's only lost like 3 fights or something.
I don't know if they count the Floyd Mayweather fight, but I think it's something crazy like that.
Something crazy.
But
I'm actually currently scrolling down his like news feed on Twitter to see if there's anything going on.
hmm
I can't see
Yeah,
nothing.
I think the whole like Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul thing, they not only do they had to pay Floyd Mayweather like out the butt, because Floyd, here's like, you don't watch sports very often, right?
don't watch sports whatsoever.
Floyd Mayweather is considered the best boxer of like all time. So
Because his record's like 50-0.
yeah,
He's never lost a fight.
no, not even against Conor McGregor, dude. Like, and that's an
It's so
MMA
weird.
fighter, dude. That's an MMA fighter. Granted, he couldn't do any heel kicks. He couldn't do any leg locks. So he only had to use his fist. But then again, those guys hit pretty hard. Like, so the fact that like Floyd Mayweather is 50-0, like there's a reason for that. Like Logan Paul's not going to be able to come in there. Like I believe some bet makers were making the odds 20-1. So if you bet on Floyd Mayweather, if you bet $1,000 on Floyd, you only get $20 if he wins.
Yeah.
So, but it's nine.
know,
It's 9-1 for Logan Paul winning.
Really?
Yeah. Or 1-9. Maybe it's 1-9. But
I'm gonna have a. Oh, not Logan. Oh, versus Mayweather. Oh God.
what's the odds? What's the official odds?
Oh look.
For our audio listeners, we are currently looking up the
Yeah, I want
odds
to know
for
the
the
odds. So
Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather fight.
the first thing that came up when I typed it in was Floyd Mayweather, 99.9% gonna win.
I don't think anybody doubts that, dude. I don't think anybody doubts that. That 1%, that 1% is Logan Paul's mom.
But two days ago, Logan Paul said he has a 10 out of 10 chance of knocking Floyd Mayweather out.
No, that's the thing. He does. That's the crazy thing. The only way. Okay, so I was watching another podcast.
It's only like a month away.
Right, I was watching another podcast. Sorry, whoever they were, but anyway, they were discussing the Logan Paul fight, and they're like these boxing experts, right? So they were like, the only way for Logan Paul to win is if he catches Floyd Mayweather with the most random shot, with enough power to knock him out.
100%.
That's the only shot that Logan Paul has to win. Because if he plays the outside game, he's just gonna get outboxed, dude. It's like so what he has to do is he literally has to take a couple punches, get in close, and haymaker him. Like that's all he can do.
There's nothing. It's gonna be ridiculous.
It's gonna be a massacre, dude. And I hope to God, like I really hope to God that it goes like the full 5 rounds. It's 5 rounds, right? I don't know.
I don't know.
5 or 3 rounds, whatever. I hope it goes the full distance, and we see a Logan Paul that's just bloody. His eye is like coming out of his head, like his head's like.
I'm pretty sure
deformed.
it didn't. Oh no, it wasn't. No, it was Jake Paul that had blood in his face, wasn't it?
It was KSI, I think. Oh, not KSI.
Sure, Jake Paul had blood in his face when he fought against Deji.
Really?
I think so.
Can you imagine? Deji fought him, bro. Like, of all people. Like, I get KSI fighting him. KSI has that persona.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a Deji fight. Deji made him bleed.
That's great. I love that. But
Broke his nose.
the whole thing is just ridiculous to me. I don't like. Does Logan Paul want to lose? Like, is that a thing? Either way, they're both getting paid. It's just a matter of who's getting paid more.
100%. But it must be a lot of money to make Mayweather actually want to fight, though.
I think he's I'm no joke. I'm guessing here, so don't hold me to anything. I'm guessing they had to pay him at least $500 million.
500 million, you reckon?
I think that's how much they had to get him to, like, just to get his attention, dude. Think about all the fights that Floyd Mayweather has fought. Like, they had to pay him if not 500 million, 250.
Let's have a look.
So we're currently looking up the
Oh, let's have a look.
prices.
So there's some rumored salaries.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. He claims Mayweather will be paid a guaranteed 5 million upfront, as well as 50% of all pay-per-view sales.
So I don't know.
While Logan Paul will allegedly only be paid 200,000 and 5% of the pay-per-view sales.
Bro, can you imagine? That's 5%. Floyd's getting 40. What did you say? 40, 50?
50. 50.
50?
He's getting half.
Dude, oh
Like,
my God. Logan Paul just wants to get his ass beat.
oh, 100%. 100%.
Bro.
100%.
5 million compared to 200,000. Bro, oh my God. Logan Paul could sweat and make triple that in a second. Like, he could sell his sweat online and make triple that. Bro. $200,000. He's doing it for charity, bro. Oh my God. He's doing it so that the fans, he's doing it so me and you can get to see him knocked out, dude. Either knocked out or just outboxed, like made a fool of. I think it's gonna be more depressing for Logan Paul if he gets outboxed. Ooh. If he gets outboxed instead of knocked out, because if he gets knocked out, like people are just like, oh, he got knocked out. Floyd Mayweather, what do you expect? But if he gets outboxed and the score is like, if the score is like super like Floyd Mayweather heavy, like, bro, that's. Like, all the work you did, Logan Paul, you can't even, like, come to, like, even odds here. Like, I think you suck, bro.
Okay, so there was an update on what he's actually getting paid. It was like 6 days ago. Yeah, he was on a podcast. And he said, I can fight a fighter, like, right now, and I can guarantee myself 35 million. I can eventually probably make 50 million for just a regular fight. And then he said, "Oh, me and Logan Paul can go out, entertain, have fun, and make 9 figures, 100 million or more." Like, so, so it's a 6-round exhibition for 100 million.
6 rounds, dude. Can you imagine going 6 rounds with Floyd Mayweather, the best of all time?
Like, why would you want to do that?
Why?
Why? Like,
I don't know what the American obsession with boxing and like just proving you're better like in a boxing ring, like, dude. Why? I don't get it. Maybe he just wants to. Maybe he wants that one chance of getting the fame of being the guy who could potentially knock out.
Yeah, because if you think about that, I know it's only like a 1% chance he's gonna win, but you never know. Like, it could be that 1%. Like, he's actually going to win.
A lot of people were saying it was like 75% chance for Ben Askren to win. Or, well, I don't know what they were saying, but like a lot of people were saying that. Like,
I'm not going to lie. I can guarantee a lot of people lost a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah. Because, like Jake, like, I don't know about best of all time, but Ben Askren was like a pretty good like UFC fighter.
Oh, he was. Like, he used to take punches like there was no tomorrow.
So there's some sketchy stuff going on here with Ben Askren, and I think he just wanted to get paid, dude. Like, honestly, like when you've been punched that many times, and just like I guess it's just like who cares if you're humiliated? Jake Paul knocked you out. You got like $5 million, buddy. Like,
I wish I had that.
I want just like 1 million, dude. Like, just give me $1 million.
Just the one.
I won't go into a boxing ring with Jake Paul, but I might jump him out at the bowling alley.
Just watch him. That's all you need to do.
I'll turn him into Batman, dude. Like,
so like
if someone gave me $1 million, okay, this is not a threat. This is just for comedy. If someone gave me $1 million to go jump Jake Paul in the bowling alley, I would do it. Not just because I hate Jake Paul.
Yeah,
that's $1 million. That's $1 million. You know.
No, I'd do that. I'd join you on that. We'll go halves, yeah.
We'll halves, yeah. No.
Half, yeah.
Hey, man. Hey man, I'd do it for
What would you?
25% of the cut. You gotta take all the you can take all the money. I'll do it for $250,000. I will jump Jake Paul. Just a joke.
I'd probably
I
just
would
do it
not
just to say I've
jump. I
done it.
would not jump Jake Paul. I'd just.
You would, don't lie. I would.
I would. I
I'll say
would.
it. This is not even comedy. Being serious, I'd do it.
And I would do it, and I would be singing Team 10 songs to him while I'm doing
Oh
it.
God. Oh God.
Hey, Jake Paul, it's every day, bro. This happens every day, bro.
Just like with Disney Channel floor.
And then like, I curb stomp. For those who are listening on audio, I just backed away from the mic and the camera. I pump stomp him, and then I do the, this is Disney Channel. Oh my God.
Oh God.
That'd
be funny though.
I would love to do that, but I wouldn't do that because the law is watching always. The FBI
Law?
is.
What law? Don't know what you're talking. Don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe in Britain it's a little
Yeah.
different.
So there's a film called Snowden. Have you ever watched it?
No.
Oh, so basically it's about. I don't know. Do you know who Edward Snowden is?
Yes, I do. I do.
So it's basically it's his story.
He's one of the
Like,
most
it's a story,
famous
like-
whistle. He got famous off of whistleblowing.
Yeah, so that's what the movie's about. It's about like how he got all of the information for like whistleblowing and stuff.
Really?
It's such a good film. I do highly recommend watching that.
You know, we don't give enough credit to reporters that actually do their due diligence. Like
Yes.
like reporters like I don't know. I don't know a fucking reporter. That's why we don't give enough credit to them. But any reporter that goes through like receipts and purchases and all that kind of stuff, any reporter that is willing to do all that dirty work, you have hats off to you, sir. You have done the world a great service.
100%. Like, I wouldn't do that.
No, it's too much time.
I'm alright, thanks.
It's too much time. And especially like the reporters that do that and then go out of their way to make sure all their facts are in order. Like, damn. Congratulations, you won my heart. Like, it's so easy to just like dismiss like reporting and as fake news nowadays. So those guys are working double time. The ones that aren't reporting the fake news, those guys are working double time to fact check their stuff, and you know their work does not go as appreciated as it should.
100%. Like, yeah, I don't even know. I forgot what I was gonna say now. Just gone.
Like, imagine searching the dark web for information on Joe Biden.
Have you ever been on the dark web?
No, I haven't, and don't expose yourself.
I'll expose myself. I've been on it. I don't care.
What's it like?
It's not. So basically, you can like mainly like you buy stuff with like cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin and stuff like that.
Wow.
So you can like buy like guns, like black. It's like just like the black market, really. Like you can buy like drugs, guns. Literally, you can hire people like hitmen and stuff like that.
Oh, that's so scary, dude. Don't hire one for me, please. Nah, dude, that's hella scary, bro. And imagine
It's
like,
weird.
imagine all the hackers on the dark web, bro. Like, imagine getting your IP.
There's a lot. So like literally, I could literally like hire a hacker to like hack like
The Draw Together
your
podcast.
computer. Yeah.
Oh my god. Stay away. Oh
Well, if
my
we're
god.
trying to give a podcast never comes back, you know why? It was me.
It was Logan Paul, and he went on the dark web. I heard those guys talk shit about me. I'm gonna beat the shit out of Floyd Mayweather. I'll show those guys. Takes down our podcast.
Please do.
Please, Logan Paul. Please do. Please. Just come after me, bro. Come after me, bro. Come on.
Find me first. You have to come to the UK.
I'm closer to him than you are.
Oh shit, yeah. Haha.
Oh man, but that fight is gonna be something else. Like, oh my god. I
love
do.
how like I don't actually like sports, but like we start talking about boxing, I'm like I actually know like a little bit about it.
Oh yeah. Or at least the stuff I've seen that Jake Paul did, you know.
Yeah, did you see that he's actually moved to Puerto Rico?
Jake Paul?
Yeah.
This guy needs to stop with the fake act, bro.
He moved to Puerto Rico.
You're a YouTuber, dude. You're a YouTuber. You were sitting on your couch.
Really.
You were sitting on your couch eating potato chips like not even like 2-3 years ago, dude. Like there's people out here who have trained their whole life. There are people out here who have trained their whole life and dedicated it to a practice on art. And you're just coming in and you're trampling on that, bro. Like somebody's got to teach that man a lesson. Yeah. Somebody's got to teach that man a lesson. And the arrogance that he's displayed is just not cool. Like, say you just started painting, right? And you went up to the Mona Lisa of paintings. And you were like, yeah, I can draw better than this guy. Imagine that. And you had just started drawing like 2 weeks ago.
No, I'd be pissed off.
Yeah. That's how everyone in the boxing community feels about Jake Paul.
I think that's just how everyone feels about him.
I don't like
in general.
What a poser, dude! Like, get out of my face. Like, every day, bro.
Do you reckon he's got friends?
Jake Paul?
Yeah.
Do I reckon that Jake Paul has friends? You mean like real friends?
Yeah.
No, because every single one of his real friends, he's outed. He's out, like, he pushed them out of his life. Anybody that's given him real criticism, he's shoved them aside. Happens all the time with, like, all those actors and shit. Like, there's some actors that have friends, like Seth Rogen. I guarantee you that guy's, like, drowning in friends.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd happily get high with him.
Me too. Bro,
like,
I don't even smoke weed that often. I would smoke all day with Seth Rogen. Not just Seth Rogen.
That'd be so good.
Not just Seth Rogen, but any of the Cheech and Chong guys. I would gladly. Just book on my day off. I'm calling in sick to work. Like, I'm going to call in sick to work for the next week and a half. Calling sick to work for the next week and a half. Yeah, I'm smoking weed with Cheech and Chong. I guarantee you, if I said that to my boss, he'd be like, yeah, fine, take it off. He'd probably join me.
I wish I could do that.
I think anybody that grew up in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s and knows Cheech and Chong would gladly say that you could go smoke a weed with them, you know?
100%.
If they offered it. Those guys are icons, dude. And I think honestly, like, they deserve more praise. They were funny, dude. They were funny.
So I think the people, like, obviously you say Cheech and Chong, but I also say Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, dude, I can't believe I forgot about the legend. Jay and Silent Bob, dude. Oh my god, I would gladly smoke.
Yeah.
If Jay and Silent Bob came to me and they were like, here,
so, like,
you must name your firstborn son after me, and I will smoke weed with you all day, I would be like, he's already.
I don't think Jason Mewes actually, like, smokes weed anymore.
No,
I think
he doesn't. He's come on the podcast and say that he hasn't.
Yeah. Like, because I know he does his own podcast now.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to that, whatever that's called.
I think it's called, like, the Smodcast or something.
I don't know. Those guys just...
Smodcast.
They make me so happy. Seth Rogen. So who's your list? Seth Rogen, obviously.
Oh, okay. What to get high with?
Yeah, Cheech and Chong.
Okay, Cheech and Chong, yeah. Seth Rogen, Jay and Silent Bob. Ooh... I know he doesn't smoke weed, but Gordon Ramsay would be pretty fucking funny.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Yeah, like imagine if, like, you got the munchies as well. You're, like, really hungry, just like, Gordon, whip me some up.
I'm in heaven, bro. Just thinking about
See what I mean?
Oh, dude, and like you had unlimited, like, groceries, so he could do whatever he wanted.
Exactly.
What do you think, What do you think Gordon Ramsay would cook? If he had unlimited groceries and cook whatever we wanted, what do you think he would make? Because for me, my go-to would be like a steak.
Wait, how do you have your steak?
My steak is blue rare, sir.
This is why we're friends.
Really? You like your steak rare too? Hey man,
Yeah.
I knew I chose you for a reason.
Yeah.
No, but like for me, the go-to, if I were to make a meal, it would be either what my girlfriend really likes, because if I don't make that, then I don't know what to do with myself. But either chicken parmesan, because my girlfriend really likes that, or
What's a chicken parmesan?
so basically you take chicken and you make a fried chicken thing, and then
So
you
like in
put it
breadcrumbs.
in breadcrumbs, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you should fry that for a little bit. Then you put it on a tray and you put like Parmesan cheese, a lot of Parmesan cheese, and tomato sauce, and then more Parmesan cheese.
Okay, so what next time you make it, right? What I want you to do, obviously make it as you normally would. So breaded chicken, like fried chicken. Put some bechamel sauce on it.
Instead of garlic, instead of potato,
No, so
pasta
yeah,
sauce.
so instead of tomato sauce or pasta sauce, put bechamel sauce on it, and then put some Parmesan cheese on it, and then put it under the grill or oven for a bit so the cheese melts.
Yeah.
And enjoy.
So bechamel sauce, that's like a. If
It's
I'm
like
not, if that's like a milk. You put milk in, and flour, into like the saucepan.
I've never made bechamel sauce.
I think that's
scratch.
how you make it. I think
yeah, it's butter, flour, and milk. Yeah.
Butter, flour, and milk. Yeah, because I went to culinary school. That's the first thing we did was make bechamel sauce. I swear to God.
Yeah, so put that on it. So put bechamel sauce in it, and then cheese on top.
Have you ever made your own mayonnaise?
No.
Do you like mayonnaise?
I love mayonnaise.
Bro! Hey! But if you ever made
good.
your own mayonnaise, you would know how tiring that effort is. You just gotta scoop and so the whole process. I know, right? The whole process of making mayonnaise is you slowly drip oil into itself, oil, and that's how you make mayonnaise and eggs.
Yeah, eggs. Yeah.
That's how you make mayonnaise, and it's delicious. When you make it yourself, it looks like piss, but it tastes delicious. Because it's yellow, like
piss, but tastes delicious.
It's yellow. It's not the white color that you're normally used to. It's yellow, and it gets I don't know. Anyway. Top 5 people to smoke with. Oh no, you never told me your go-to meal that you would make if you had unlimited groceries.
Oh yeah, okay. It's a hard one, because
I know, right? Because for me it's steak or chicken parm. For me it's steak or chicken parm.
Yeah, like a steak would be good. I'm a big steak fan. Or.
Because like a chicken pot pie or like something like that, it would just take too long to make.
Ooh, yeah. Oh. Mac and cheese.
I make a fucking bomb mac and cheese, brother.
I make mac and cheese so quick.
Have you ever made mac and cheese with breadcrumbs and like put breadcrumbs in there and then baked it? Oh, it's so good. I recommend you try that. So
I need you to just like write down everything I need to do step by step, and I'll do it.
Right. So you got a pen and paper?
I like how so if anybody else is listening, feel free to listen so you can make some mac and cheese.
This is Benny's best mac and cheese recipe right here. I made this for my college roommates one day, and they literally won't stop messaging me about mac and cheese. I swear to God. So the first thing you gotta do is you gotta make your cheese sauce, right? So in a saucepan, it's a little bit of milk, a little bit of cheddar, and then you can go real fancy with the cheese. I don't care. The more fancy you go,
milk and cheddar, yeah.
The more fancy you go, the better it tastes. The more expensive the cheese, the better it tastes. Whatever, I get it. Okay, bacon bits. So basically, the ingredients are bacon bits, those mac and cheese noodles. You know the noodles. breadcrumbs. Okay, this is the very important part here.
With that,
Bre-
with that.
breadcrumbs, any type of
So,
breadcrumb.
start from the beginning. We're gonna go ingredients first. I'll write
Okay,
this down.
ingredients first, right? Cheddar. You could throw any type of cheese. So sometimes people do like a 4 cheese. They do like a mozzarella, cheddar, Havarti,
Like a four
whatever.
blend.
Like 4 blend of cheese, whatever cheese you want. You could even do like the cheap cheeses. So milk, cheddar, milk. So your ratio for cheddar and milk is kind of like based on how soupy you want your mac and cheese or how thick you want your mac and cheese.
Okay.
You can always fix mac and cheese sauce by adding flour to it, and that makes it thicker. So if you want to add a little bit of flour into the mac and cheese sauce, be my guest, right?
Okay.
So you layer. You've got to cook your pasta. Oh yeah, pasta. By the way, pasta is necessary. And then
Bacon
breadcrumbs, bacon bits and breadcrumbs. So you put it in a tray, little tray thing anyway, any way you want it. You put it in a little tray, and you put the cheese sauce on top of the mac and cheese. Make sure you scoop it around so that the cheese and the mac and cheese and the bacon bits and all that stuff get incorporated. And then on the top of the mac and cheese, you put breadcrumbs. You can mix the breadcrumbs in too. Breadcrumbs and then Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
That's your mac and cheese. That's the Benny's mac and cheese right there.
I've just written this down.
You've never used breadcrumbs? You never used breadcrumbs to make mac and cheese?
No.
No, it's delicious.
I'm gonna make this tomorrow.
Try it, brother. It's so good.
And I'm gonna send you an image and gonna be like, that looks like garbage.
Yeah, so you were saying mac and cheese is like one of those things that you would make for...
It's just easy to make, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Quick. It's a quick meal. Like if
It
you're
is
hungry
pretty
and you can't be bothered like waiting a long time, or pizza.
I make a
pizza.
pretty good pizza, and I do you like crust?
I won't
on-
make it
do
from
you like-
scratch. I'll
do
just
you
get a
like-
frozen one and
do you
just
like-
chuck it in.
Do you like crust on your pizza?
Yeah, I like stuffed crust.
Have you? I once made. Okay.
Hot dog stuffed crust.
No, I once made pretzel crust pizza.
What? How?
Yeah, yeah. Eh? Doesn't that sound good? It got you piqued interest. So
Oh,
I don't know how the fuck I did it. I think I was just completely blitzed out of my mind. But I made this weird. We got pizza dough from the pizza dough place, whatever. So I put it on this thing, and I made the crust like super big, like I'd say like this much crust. I'd say about like 2 inches of crust, right? And on the crust, I brushed butter, right? Not just butter. Now I remember. Butter and eggs. So I whipped up an egg and put it in butter, and I brushed that along the crust. I swear to God, I sprinkled a little bit of salt on there. Swear to God, pretzel pizza dough.
kind of want some.
It was delicious, and it came out looking like a pretzel too. It wasn't all twisty and bendy, but it like the crust looked like it was like a pretzel crust. It was awesome. Shout out to Tim
I'm
and
hungry
shout
now.
out to Jake if they are listening. Those two have experienced my pretzel breadcrumb pizza.
I'm pretty hungry now.
Honestly, like you can like cooking is one of the things that you can just like get as creative as you want. Like just now I was
I don't
thinking
want
of
food.
just
I don't know
now
what I want now.
just now I was thinking about like putting breadcrumbs on top of the pizza crust. The extra crust, dude. Now you were
Look at that.
well. So you would make pizza. You would make steak,
Mac and cheese.
cheese.
Steak. Halloumi fries.
If I had all the time in the world, you know what I would try to do? I would try to make to the identical T one of my grandma's cakes from South America.
Yeah, have you ever noticed like you can never do that? You'll never be
I
able to do it.
know. I've tried my hardest.
Like,
I've never made it.
It's
the
weird
exact
because
same.
like they could give you the recipe and it wouldn't be the same.
No, it wouldn't.
I think it's because like when if you notice like when old people like make food, they put like a lot of like love in it and care in it and that, and obviously like
It tastes so much better, dude.
when we do it, we just say meh, just chuck it all together.
I don't know. Like I really want my grandma from South America to come to Canada and teach me everything she knows about cakes, and because she's a cake expert, dude. She makes the best cakes ever, and she has a business in South America where she runs. This is okay. Get this. This is gonna break your heart. She runs a cake making business in South America. It's just her and my aunt.
Mm-hmm.
They make cakes for everyone around the block. Everyone comes to them for cakes.
Okay.
She sells her cakes for $10. It takes her half a day to make a cake.
What the fuck? Why would you do it for so low?
She she sells these cakes to her friends and family, and she saves whatever money she can from doing months of these works, and she's saving money, right, to come see me and my mom.
Oh,
Isn't that
I'd
fucking...
I'd charge them more.
Me too. These
I want
cakes
all the
are
money.
delicious, bro. And for her, it's like a pastime, but she's doing it really to come help us or come
That's
see
cool.
us. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it's really cool. But then you get my aunt who dips into the cookie jar and takes the money for her kids and children, and you're like, oh, I guess the money went away somewhere. Like, I guess I'll see you guys next year.
Oh wow.
Oh, whatever.
Oh wow.
Whatever, dude. I'm gonna make money and send her out here.
Yeah, do that. It's easier.
Yeah.
Easier for you.
Easier for her as well. I would love
Yeah.
for her to come out here. Oh my god, she's the best. Anyway, uh yeah, for me, it'd probably be making a cake exactly the same as my grandma, or a steak, or chicken parm.
Are
But
you actually gonna try it with bechamel sauce?
yeah, I will try it.
If you do, send me a photo. I want to see it.
I will tell you what. I will make chicken parm with bechamel sauce, and I will record myself doing it.
Please do.
I'll make the
So
home.
basically, where I live, it's like our like national dish type of thing. Like where I live, like it's like literally like if you came over to England, and you went and you came like near where I live, and you went to like a takeaway, you'd be able to get it very easily. But if you went like a bit further, like down south, you won't get it at all. Like
Really?
they don't make it down there. Like like where I live is like the only place that like makes it. So
Really? Have you ever tried cacio al pepe?
no.
That's right. So, it's spelled. Hold on, let me see if I can. Cacio e pepe.
Pepe.
And basically, what it is it's noodles, Parmesan cheese, and pepper.
Let's have a look.
And cacio, CACIO, e
I got
pepe.
it. It takes 20 minutes.
It's
Yeah.
literally... So you take some of the starch water that the pasta
Linguine
was cooked
part.
in.
So it's linguine, olive oil, pecorino, cheese, and black pepper. Okay.
That's literally it. And what you do is you take some of the starchy pasta water, just a little bit, and you pour it over top of the cheese. And it turns it into like this thick sauce almost. And Italians, I swear to you, Italians swear by it. It is their favorite dish.
Pecorino cheese. I wonder where I can get that from.
You can just get Romano cheese.
Does it matter what cheese it is?
Yeah, like you want it typically like a bitter like a bitter cheese you want, you know?
Okay.
Like
That's cool. I
like a
can do that.
mozzarella or like a... I don't know. Like I'm sure they have like some type of pecorino in your grocery store.
Yeah. I'll find it. I'll find some.
But
make one.
it is amazing, and it literally is so simple. And if you can make your own noodles, making... Okay, so here's a little tip.
I'm not gonna make my own noodles.
I know you're not. I know you're not. But anyone listening, if you want to take your pasta making level from 0 to 1,000, make your own noodles. It literally takes you so long to do, but the difference is there in taste, man. A cacio al pepe with noodles that you made yourself, as opposed to noodles that you've just bought from the store, like there's 1,000 million levels up, like above, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't think noodle makers are that expensive. So it's like this machine that you just like feed pasta, like flour and dough into, and it makes the noodles.
Yeah.
And you turn a wheel. You turn a little wheel, and
Just too much effort.
True.
Too much effort for me.
I love food though. Like you can talk about food forever.
Yeah, I enjoy food. I enjoy food a bit too much.
But I will say this thing. I am going on a diet, and you will see like a different Ben by the end of this show. If this show ever ends. Probably won't ever end, but if you are tuned in, you will see a different show, Ben, by the end of this. So I'll be skinny like a mini, dude. I'll be like a little...
Maybe I'll do the same.
Right now, I am 2 Kit Kats. If you take apart the 2 Kit Kats, you're left with 1 Kit Kat. That's what it'll be.
I'm about 1.5 Kit Kats. I'll get down to 1. It's cool.
Have you ever made chocolate?
No.
You never made
chocolate? Why would I do that?
Because it's fucking good.
I've never made anything from scratch. That's just too much effort for me.
Oh, really? But you've made a steak before.
You
made a steak before, right?
Yeah, but you don't make that from... I don't go out and kill the thing and then bring it back.
Let me tell you, I've butchered my own cow before.
I couldn't do that.
Yep, culinary school. They literally hang a cow up by its hooves, and you go under the knife and you start cutting it away.
I couldn't do that. I enjoy food, but I don't want to see where it came from.
If I can't explain to you how I did it, or like the processes and everything, because that's lost to me. It's been way too many years. But I could do it myself now, definitely. If someone were to go to me and they'd be like, "Yeah, man, I just killed a cow. Can you kill it? Can you can you cut it up for me?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." What types of meat do you want?
All of them.
Anyway.
I want every type of...
Have you ever had the brisket of a cow before?
I've never had brisket in my life.
You never had brisket?
No, it's not really a thing over here.
Really? What do you guys eat?
Food.
So when you kill a cow, where does all the brisket go?
I don't know.
Because it's a big part of the animal. So
I don't know.
So let me just explain this to you. Basically, here's the cow, right? It's hanging upside down. So you got a cow right here. This is the belly. For audio listeners, you'll have to tune in to watch this. Right along the sides of the cow, like right underneath here, where all the fat is, that's the brisket.
Okay.
And it's delicious. It sits right along the ribs. Have you ever had ribs before?
I've had ribs, yeah.
Have you ever had beef ribs? Typically, they don't cook beef ribs like by themselves because they're huge.
I don't know.
They're massive.
Probably.
Beef ribs are massive. Typically, they don't cook those, but if you've ever get
I
the
don't
chance
know.
to see them,
I might have, but I'm not 100% sure.
if you ever get the chance to have yourself some beef rib, that's delicious.
Oh, be suspicious. I might try it. Maybe one day.
No, but yeah. I love cooking.
I enjoy it, but sometimes I'm just too lazy.
It's nice. It's nice being able to order your own food. You know.
Yeah.
It is nice. It's a good feeling.
Like I don't live with my parents and stuff anymore, so.
Yeah.
Like I have to make my food. Well, me or my partner have to make food.
Who does it more often? You or your partner?
She does.
But when it's a special occasion, do you cook for her? No.
Not really.
What about the cacio e pepe? Is she gonna make that too?
No, I'll make that.
Okay.
I'll make the mac and cheese as well.
Alright.
I'll make it. I'll show you a picture afterwards.
Okay, cool.
I'm not recording myself doing it though.
Nah,
That's too
I
much
probably
effort.
won't either. I don't have a camera that can do that.
I've got my phone, but
Yeah, me too, right? So, we'll see.
no, that'll just be normal.
But let's go back to the 5 people that you would smoke weed with. Gordon Ramsay's
okay, yeah.
Gordon Ramsay's an interesting choice.
So start from beginning.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do Cheech and Chong or Jane Silent Bob because that's just or Seth Rogen. I'm gonna go for 5 people that like you wouldn't think about like actually getting high with. Obviously, Gordon Ramsay's one.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mike Tyson for me.
Oh really?
Can you imagine smoking weed with Mike Tyson? I would be scared to death. I would be shitting my pants. Okay, first of all, Mike Tyson, you've got to step away from me, sir. We cannot be on the same bench if you're smoking weed with me or doing anything with me, sir, because you scare me. You've got to be like over there, Mike Tyson. Like, I want to be like on this couch, you're on that couch. Sort of deal. Just so I have time to run away from him. But no, Mike Tyson's one of the guys because like I'd be scared shitless, and I think that would be pretty funny. Mike Tyson for me, definitely. You know that Asian doctor that is on all those like reality TV shows. I think he's in Community too. Ken.
I couldn't tell you.
Here, let me see. Ken Jeong.
Yeah.
I would smoke weed with Ken Jeong. Just because he would make me laugh, I think. Oh, and you could ask him to reenact The Hangover for you. But he's a licensed doctor, dude. He's a licensed physician.
Is he actually?
That guy from The Hangover, yeah, he's a licensed physician. Mr. Chow from The Hangover is a licensed physician. Can you believe that?
Oh wow. No way.
And he still is a doctor, so. Another guy that I would probably want to smoke weed with. You know who? You know who I would smoke weed with?
Go on.
I would smoke weed with the guy Blade.
Wesley Snipes. No.
Wesley Snipes. Yes.
Is it?
I would smoke weed with Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Wesley Snipes. Yeah.
Do you think he'd be
That'd
funny?
be pretty cool.
Do you think he'd be funny?
Ooh. Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I'm not. I love Keanu Reeves, but I don't know if I want to smoke weed with him. I just want to talk to him.
Yeah, but like imagine like if he was high and you were just talking.
I think he'd just start.
Like imagine his stories.
I think he would just start spazzing out about peace and love, right?
Nah.
Wesley Snipes. For me, Wesley Snipes. How much? That's that 3 for me. So Wesley Snipes, Mike Tyson, Ken Jeong.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You know who else I would be? Chris Pratt.
No.
You don't like him?
No, I think he'd get annoying.
I think he's a sweetheart. I think he's a real sweetheart.
I think he'd just get really annoying.
I think he is a real sweetheart. He's America's sweetheart, Chris Pratt.
I think so. Obviously, Gordon Ramsay being one of them. Keanu Reeves. I just had one in my head. It's gone. Mark Hamilton.
Mark Hamill?
Yeah, Mark Hamill. Yeah, well, I don't know why I said Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah, Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill.
Who's the guy that plays Yoda? Who is that actor? And
Yoda.
Can we get him? Yoda? Can we please get him on the podcast? I would love
That
that.
would be really.
I would love that.
That'd be really cool.
I would cry if we
Gosh.
get him on the podcast.
Who plays Yoda?
Actor who plays...
Frank Oz plays him in Clone Wars. It's Frank Oz.
Who is the funniest actor that plays Tom Kane? No. Frank they don't. Who's the puppet master? Is it Frank Oz?
So Yoda was Frank Oz was the original puppet master. Frank Oz was part of the Jim Henson, like the Muppets and stuff like that, I think. If I'm
cool.
thinking right. Yeah, so you did Miss Piggy, Fuzzy Bear, Animal.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I would love to smoke weed with Frank Oz then. Imagine, or R2D2. Okay. So you can take Frank Oz or the guy who plays R2D2. Either or.
Which guy that played R2D2? There's quite a few of them.
The guy that had to be stuck in the R2D2.
So the original R2D2.
Yeah, R2D2.
He's dead.
He's dead? No.
Yeah, he died.
No.
Because you got two people. So you got Kenny Baker, or you've got Jimmy V.
Is Jimmy V still alive?
Yeah.
Is he the voice?
No, he's in the suit.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if you can't get Kenny Baker, you might as well get Jimmy V, right?
Exactly. He's a nice guy.
Is he? Yeah. I think I would. So I would either smoke weed with the actor who plays Yoda, or who voices Yoda, or the guy who has had to be stuck in the R2D2 for that fucking movie. That's I don't know why. That's so funny to me. It's just stuff a guy in the R2D2 thing. Oh my god, that's so ridiculous. So you can interchange those two. So my list is Mike Tyson, Chris Pratt, Ken Jeong, and either or those two, Ken Jeong and not Ken Jeong.
So R2D2 or Yoda.
R2D2 or Yoda, and the last one I don't know. Who would be interesting to smoke weed with? I want someone that would freak out.
Jack Black.
Do you think Jack Black?
Yeah, that'd be cool as shit to do.
But he wouldn't freak out. He would just move.
Nah.
Like do the moves. Like
yeah, it'd freak me out more than anything. It'd freak me out because he'd be like moving so fast.
Yeah, he'd be like that.
But if you think about if you were bored and you need some entertainment, give him a guitar, you sorted.
Yeah, he's amazing musician.
So look up. See, I've thought about this, right? Gordon Ramsay makes my food. Jack Black, my entertainment. Keanu Reeves tells me some great stories about the Matrix and John Wick.
Oh my God.
See what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
Who else did I say?
Basically, what I'm getting.
Seth Rogen. No, I didn't say Seth Rogen.
You said Seth Rogen, yeah. And
yeah, but
you also said Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh yeah, but
just they're icons. They're icons, really.
So I'll go with those three actually, and then I've got two left. That's fine.
Probably Joe Rogan for me. Imagine all the stories.
Mick Foley.
Imagine all the
Mick Foley would be a good one.
Yeah, but for me, Joe Rogan, because imagine all the stories that Joe Rogan has of all the guests.
I don't even know. Who actually is he apart from his podcast? Who is he?
He's a UFC commentator, and he was on Fear Factor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't have a clue who he was.
He would have the most crazy stories to tell, but I don't think he has a lot of free time. So I'd have to take away Joe Rogan, and maybe replace him with Kermit the Frog.
He's dead.
No!
The original one, anyway.
Why you crush my dreams?
The original one's dead.
Fuck. Okay, I can't do that one.
You've got the ones that are because he's still a thing, Kermit the Frog's still a thing. You've got the newer ones and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know.
The newer voices, the original ones, Jim Henson, who created the Muppets.
That's too bad.
He created the whole Muppets in Sesame Street and Dark Crystal, Fraggle Rock, stuff like that. Labyrinth.
Who would I have smoke weed with me? I want to talk to... You know who I want to talk to?
Who?
I would want to talk to the head of Department of Education here in Canada because goddamn... if I could get that bitch high, like... that would be interesting.
Wow.
Hey, while you're high, can I ask you why university costs so goddamn much?
How much does it cost?
It's about 20 grand a semester.
Is that a year?
No, a year. Sorry, a year.
Yeah, so ours is, I think, 9.
I don't know exactly.
I think it was like...
I personally can't speak for those who are in university, but I know it's expensive because my girlfriend.
I went to university.
My girlfriend's going through that right now, and that is expensive. Oh boy. College, on the other hand, college, you can get a degree for $2,000 a semester.
We don't pay for college over here.
What?
Yeah, we don't pay for college.
How do your teachers get paid then? Is it the government that pays them?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like public schools here.
So like school and college are free.
That's good to
university,
hear.
you have to pay for it, but like you don't pay for it all at once. So basically, you get like a student loan where the government pay for it.
That's how.
So like the government pay for it, and then let's say as soon as I start earning, I think it's like 23,000 a year, I pay back like £5 a month or something. I'm never ever gonna pay it off.
That's a lot of pounds.
I'm never ever gonna pay it back.
£5 a month? That's a very little amount to pay back every month. For us, it's like $100, and I only have like $9 grand in debt. So for me, it's like $90 a month.
Yeah, it's really weird. But it is what it is.
Well, that's education. If I could, I would get that woman high, and I would ask. I think it's a girl. I'm not sure who the head of education here is in Canada is. I don't know. I'm just an idiot.
We don't care.
We really don't care. But if I could get that person high and just ask them, why is my girlfriend spending so much money on her education, I would do that.
No, that's fair. That's fair play. What time is it? Wow.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the podcast tonight.
Yeah.
That's a good first episode.
We talked so much shit.
That was a good first episode. I like talking shit.
Yeah, I do it all the time anyway.
Right, so please go check out our sponsor, Empire Innovations. They sponsor this podcast by giving us cool merch. Also, go check out the Beyond the Nerd podcast because Joe is an amazing human being and he deserves all the support you can give him. So please go check out Beyond the Nerd. That is all for the sketchbook. We will be back next week around the same time. Please check us out and follow us if you are watching this on Spotify. If you're watching this on Spotify, I love you. But also, why aren't you tuning in to us when we're live? Please tune in to us on our live. If you're listening to this on Apple Music and Apple Podcasts, well, good for you. I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't even. I'm an Android user.
If you're listening to this on the weird Hulu thing, I don't know how the hell you found me, but congratulations.
High five.
You've made it.
If you listen to this on Google Podcast, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Get off.
Just go to Spotify.
Get Spotify. Get Spotify now.
Get Spotify in. Please use Spotify. Anyway, this has been the Sketchbook. Thank you so much for tuning in. Joe's an amazing person. Check out his podcast, Beyond the Nerd. Please check out Empire Innovations and tune in on the weekends when we interview Papa Pike. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Sketchbook. Goodbye.